start this evening with breaking news out of Point Loma, where there was a deadly shooting at a home shortly ago.
Police now confirm that 2 people are dead and at least 1 other person is injured. Fox 5's Sarah Allegre joins us live now from the scene with what we're learning. Sarah.
Yeah, hi there, Kasha and Andrew. Just moments ago, we did get an update from Judd Campbell, one of the detectives here, and starting to piece together more information as to what happened here in this Point Loma neighborhood. Again, this is a double homicide. 3 people in total were shot. 2 of them are dead, but we did learn that one woman, an 80-year-old, is currently in the hospital. It's believed that her son, who's just around the age of 60 years old, a white male, is the person responsible. The suspect that police currently have in custody. Again, the son of one of the victims. I'm going to take a step aside for you to show you the current scene. Things have cleared up a bit, but still have several police cars and a huge police presence on site at the current moment. We do know a shotgun was found in the front yard. It's too early to confirm that whether or not that shotgun was the murder weapon. Talking to the lieutenant, he says one can speculate and piece together that this may have been the murder weapon here. Trying to figure out, though, whether those 2 victims, the ones that are deceased, were related to the shooter or the woman that is currently in the hospital, the mother of the suspected gunman at the current moment. Police say they're beginning their search warrant. They're in the very early stages of this process. They do say that there are 2 bodies currently still on scene. An interesting information that we learned about this incident is that the shooter is the person that did call 911. They said they received several 911 calls, one of them being the suspected gunman here. And so, again, police just in the very early stages of this process. But want to talk to you about something that happened a little bit earlier, just before we had this press briefing that we've been waiting for a few hours now, as media presence is here, a large media presence along with police presence. But a woman did just arrive here, absolutely hysterical, in tears. She said one of the people inside this home was a loved one. She also said that this woman allegedly went to police the day before saying something like this was going to happen. She was constantly gasping for air and just fell into the arms of the loved ones nearby. But of course, as you can imagine, a very emotional situation, some sort of familial dispute, just given the relation between one of the victims and the person believed to be the suspected shooter in this case. We asked if he fought back in any kind of way, the man they believe to be responsible. They say that he was really compliant and did surrender to police. And again, he is currently in police custody. The scene no longer a threat. But of course, when you have these complex double homicide cases, I should say, like this one, incredibly hard to cover and piece together. Just seeing that woman arrive here, learning the news, one of the most heartbreaking things I have ever seen as a reporter, covering several of cases very similar to this. So of course, we'll continue to keep you updated here on the Fox 5 News, of course, as we break into the 10 o'clock hour later tonight. But for now, that's the very latest here from Point Loma. I'm Sarah Allegre, Fox 5 News.